Hey everybody, welcome back to Santa's Workshop. So today we're going to talk a little bit about a problem that arose once we moved into the new building. And I, like most of you, went online, went to several of the Facebook laser groups, asked the question, and then received some responses. And we looked through those responses and came up with a solution that I hope, at least for a little while, I figure we're ultimately going to have to change it, but it fixed the problem we were having at the time. So I want to take you along, show you what the problem was, and show you what the comments were, and then we'll also show you what I did to fix it for now. So the problem I had was the fact that when I first got the machine, I had put it in the garage. And you can see by the photo right here that the exhaust comes out the left-hand side. I had used the aluminum duct that came with the machine, come out of the machine, went into what I ended up purchasing, which was the AC Infinity fan. Then I turned around and bought a 20-foot section of the AC Infinity uh, duct to go from the top of the fan out the door of the garage. That's how I would operate the machine. I would open the garage door and take in, let the pipe out, and then run the machine. So that worked real well. Well, it created a bit of an issue that I didn't know I had when we first got into this building. So if you saw any of the videos that I made when I was working on this building, you can now see this photo of where the machine was set up. And you'll notice that it still has the aluminum duct on the bottom, the AC Infinity fan, and then the AC Infinity duct going out the top. So this was all set up. I came in and started running some wood products and started smelling a lot of odor, and was not getting any smoke in the building or in the cabinet for that matter. So I was a little bit confused as to what was going on. So I decided to do like most of you probably do and get on Facebook and send the question out to some of the groups. So here was the question I put out on Facebook and then shared with the groups. And basically, it's saying that I ran some wood in the building, and it being smaller than a garage, I was getting a lot of smoke odor, and that I knew the AC Infinity fan and the air compressor was doing a great job, and it's just all these various openings. Let me show you these openings that I'm talking about. But I will want you to notice on here too that I had taped up the pass throughs. Now I did that when I originally got the machine, and it had the small fan that comes with the machine. And what was happening was, is when you would try to run anything in it, small smoke would just boil out of both ends of this thing. So I taped it up. Once I put the AC Infinity fan on it, I never had any problems with it after that. So this is looking in the machine to the back of the machine. You can see from the honeycomb back to the back access panel for that pass through, it's about 4 to 5 inches. And then this just gives you another view of that same thing. Now looking at the front, you see the front pass through that you drop down, but you also see below that a drop down to get to your debris that falls up underneath. There's holes on the left hand side and there's holes on the right. So now a lot of people had asked me about getting enough air through the machine. So I thought I was more than capable of getting the air through the machine with all the excess holes and everything else, not to mention the depth of the cabinet itself. But even with all of that, looking at the cabinet itself, I wanted to verify that I was correct in the fact that it was pulling the smoke across the machine and that I wasn't getting anything. So I devised just a very, very simple little project where I took and ran on one side of the machine and ran on the other. So here we are running the little test, and you can see the smoke coming up, and it's exiting to the left, which is where the hose is to go to the fan. So that side seemed to work pretty well. So then we tried it on the right hand side, and as you can see, the smoke will come up and immediately start to the left. So at this point, I knew that it wasn't necessarily any issue with the fan, and also was having fairly good luck with the air compressor running. So I discarded any more of those comments, and then I found another one that someone else had left. So in the laser engraving community Facebook page, I found this comment. So Mark Bingham had said, the duct that you're using is known to have a ton of pinholes. To check, insert a flashlight and turn the lights off. And that seemed to make a lot of sense. With the amount of odor I was getting inside the building, if it wasn't coming because of the amount of moving air inside the cabinet, then it had to be leaking somewhere. So the first thing I did was actually take the pipe off to find out if we did have pinholes. So then I took it off of the machine and took it out to the garage because I knew I could get the garage dark enough to find out if I had any small pinholes. So here we are in the garage, and you can see I've got the pipe laid out and got my flashlight with me. So I'm going to put the light down in here. Now, you would assume that you would have maybe one or two holes in this. I want you to look at what happened when I put this in. Now this is Santa's laser engraving, and those are not Christmas lights. That pipe had holes from basically one end to the other. So that is where my problem was coming from. So since I had moved into this new building, I had that extra length of infinity pipe that I had bought. And so I ended up taking a few minutes and looking at how the jacket was put together. So you can see right here, it's got basically a plastic layer over top of another aluminum type piece of duct work. But I needed to use something, so I wanted to try this, so I ended up putting it on the machine. And so here it is now on the machine itself, and it made a tremendous amount of difference in the amount of smoke it was smelling, and I'm very, very grateful for that. And so there you go. That's what we did. We went through and put the question out on Facebook through several different laser groups, and you guys were great. And big shout out to Mark Bingham for finding the ultimate answer for our question. But and I know you guys have probably done this as well, and just make sure that you work through every step. A lot of times we just want a quick and easy answer, and sometimes there's not a quick and easy answer. So at least read through, and sometimes you get some false information on top of that. We all know that as well. So make sure that you really understand what you're asking to begin with, what you're trying to get to, and be able to work through those problems using logic and understanding what your machine can and can't do. Now, if you will, please thumbs up or like and subscribe for my channel here, because these videos can be really fun and I very much enjoy them, and I hope to keep doing them. So please help me out with that. Y'all have a wonderful day, and thank you for watching.